Welcome back to the Faeries Sampler instructional videos. This week we are going to be working rows 42 through 54, which is going to complete the blanket for us. We are going to be starting with fairly simple repeats. Again, this to start off the blanket, I'm going to be working with a blue heather, kind of a grayish tone, done by Bernat Satin to start with. It's going to be starting with color D, and we're about ready to get going here, so I'll be right back. All right, so we are slip stitched into a chain 2 space in the corner, chain 1. We're going to start with a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet into that first chain 2 space. And then from this point, we are going to be chaining 1, we're skipping 1, and we're single crocheting in the next all the way over to the other corner. So this is a nice simple one, chain 1, skip 1, single in the next. I'm going to stop real quick just so that you have an idea of what it should look like. Chain 1, skip 1, single in the next. That's what you're going to do all the way over to the other corner. Once you reach the other side, go ahead and put your single, chain 2 single into your next corner and go all the way around and slip stitch to this first single crochet of this row. When you get to the end of this round, you can go ahead and cut off color D because we will be done with it for now. We will come back to it at least one more time in this video, but we'll cut it off and then change over to color C. And for me, that's going to be this bone color. All right, so I'm going to continue going around. I will see you at the other side. Okay, I am at the end of, let's get some more light over here. I'm at the end of round 42. I'm going to slip stitch to my first single crochet and go ahead and cut this off. We're going to switch over to color C now, which, like I said before, for me is this color, this bone color. And I'm also going to turn my work so that I'm starting in an open corner. All right. So chain 1, single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet. This is round 43. So we are going to single crochet in each single crochet and chain 1 space to the next corner all the way around, and then every corner, of course, is going to receive that single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. I'm just getting a few stitches in here so that we can look at this together, make sure that you are confident in what you're going to be doing. So every single stitch and every single chain 1 space going across is going to have a single crochet in it. This round, once again, once you reach the end, slip stitch to the first single crochet, you're going to cut this color off, and we're going to go back to color F, which for me is supposed to be my multi blue, except that I'm kind of low on that color. I don't think that I'm going to make it around, so I'm going to substitute in this purple, which I've already used in here, so it won't look too funky. So I'm going to switch over to this purple after my bone color. So go ahead, finish up this round, and then we'll move on to a new one. And we are going to be doing some popcorns with this color, so make sure that you've got enough yarn to be able to do some stitches that eat up a little bit of material. Okay, all right, I'll see you at the end of this round. All right, I've finished round 43 and I'm ready to move on to round 44 with color F. Like I said, I'm going to be substituting for this kind of violet purple because I have just this little bit, and I'm afraid I'm not going to have enough to go all the way around. Plus, we're going to be doing popcorns on this round, so you're going to need to make sure you've got enough for a stitch that eats up a lot. So, starting in the corner, chain 1 single, chain 2, and single into that corner space. Excuse me. Now we are going to single crochet into 4 and then popcorn. And if you remember, we did the popcorn down here, hang on, down here, where we're going to double crochet into 5, double crochet 5 into 1 stitch, and then we'll remove our hook and loop it through. So let's just 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now remember, remove the hook from that loop. In the first double crochet, go into the top 2, in through that hoop, or loop I should say, and then through all 3. Then we're going to single crochet into the next 4. 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. First double and loop. Pull through all 3 and go into the next 4 singles. 2, 3, 4. Okay, I think you've got the idea. You've done this before, so it's not a new stitch to you, and it's not a new concept with doing the single crochet into 4 and the popcorn stitch. Go ahead and complete this all the way around, slip stitch to your first single crochet. You will cut this color at the end of this round, and we will change back over to the color that we used here. So I'm going to be doing this bone color on top of this purple color when I do my next round. Alrighty, so I'll see you over here. Alrighty, I have completed round 44, and we're going to move on to round 45, and that's going to be putting a chain 1 into our corner chain 2 space, and then we'll single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in that same space. Excuse me. And then we're going to go ahead and single into every single crochet and popcorn going across. Nice simple row. I'm just going to work through this first popcorn with you, and don't forget, the stitches before and after popcorns can be kind of hidden, so make sure that you're not missing those. So we're going to single crochet into the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then go into the center of your popcorn and single crochet, and then make sure you don't miss the one right after the popcorn. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there should be 4 between every popcorn, or all of the popcorns, I should say. And then right into the center of that popcorn and single. 2, 3, and 4. And then in the center. Okay, I think you've got the idea. Go ahead and complete this all the way around, and then you'll slip stitch to the first single crochet in this row, and you'll go ahead and cut off when you get over here, because we are going to be changing colors back to our D color, which for me is going to be this darker denim heather gray color. Alrighty, I will see you on the other side here. Okay, moving on to round 46. It is actually going to be a repeat of round 42, and we're going to be using color D, which is the same color that we used for round 42. So I am chaining 1, singling, chaining 2, and singling into that corner. And then we are going to chain 1, skip 1, single in the next. So all the way across. So we're just going to continue all the way across. When you get over to this chain one, or I'm sorry, not chain one, when you get over to this single crochet, slip stitch to that single crochet, and then go ahead and cut off, because we're going to change over to color B, which for me is going to be the orchid or the lighter purple color. All right, so I will see you at the end of this round. Remember, it's just chain one, skip one, single crochet into the next, all the way around, and putting single, chain two, single in your corners. All right, I've completed round 46. Just getting that cut off, and we are going to be switching it over to color B. And we're going to be repeating round 43, which is going to be this row right here, which is just going to be to single crochet in each single crochet and chain one space going around, but we're going to be doing this one with a different color. So I'm going to be using lavender. Actually, I think Karen Simply Soft calls it orchid, but we're going to chain two and then single crochet in that same corner space. Sorry, sometimes it just does not want to move over. Alrighty, so let's get started single crocheting. So this is going to be another really easy row, and we're just putting single crochets into every stitch, every chain one, and then single, chain two, single in the corners. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like as you're going across. And then you can go ahead, once you reach over here and slip stitch to your first single crochet, you can go ahead and cut off. Now we are going to be switching back over to color A according to the instructions. That's going to be my pink. And this one is going to have 4 rows that we are going to be working on. And we are going to be making some bobbles in with that color. So we are going to be eating up a little bit more yarn. So make sure that you have a color that's going to be able to go all the way around 4 times. Alrighty, so go ahead, complete this, cut it off, switch over to color A. I'll be back with the next row. All right, so I screwed up and told you that we were going to be working color A from round 48 on. I was incorrect. We are supposed to work color A in round 49 and then switch over to color G from 49 to, I think it's 52. Yeah, 52. Excuse me. I have a little bit less of color G, which is what we have, like 4 rows that we're supposed to make. So what I'm doing is I'm flip-flopping my colors. So I'm going to be using my color G for this section, and I'm going to use my color A for the section that has 4 rows. So we're going to start with round 48, sorry, and I'm going to be using my color G and then switching over to my color A. Of course, you can do this in any order that you want to do it, but I just wanted to let you know where I was at as far as why I'm using what colors where I am. So we're going to start with a chain 6. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That counts as a double crochet plus a chain 3, and we're going to double crochet into that corner space. All right, and then we are going to skip 1 single crochet and do 2 double crochets in the next single. So skip this one. We're not chaining or anything. We're just doing 2 double crochets into the next. And we're doing this all the way across. So no chaining, just skipping. And then doubling 2 times into the next single. Hang on just a second. Let me get a little bit, one more on here, and then I will stop and show you what that's supposed to look like. All right. So as we're going across, as you can see, I didn't chain anything in between these guys, and I didn't chain anything between my double crochets. I'm just skipping 1 single and putting 2 doubles into the next, skipping a single, 2 doubles in the next, skipping, and so on and so forth. So do that all the way across. When you get to your corners, though, you are going to skip this last single crochet, and then do double chain 3 and double into the corner space. Alrighty, so I will see you when we get over here. Go ahead and slip stitch into the 3rd chain of this chain 6. That's where your double crochet is at on the corner. All right, so I will see you when we get over here, and then we'll switch colors again. All right, I am starting on round 49, and like we talked about just a minute ago, I switched my color from A on this row to G, and now I'm switching back to A because I just have more of that color. So the next 4 rows, we are going to be working this one color, so don't cut off after each round. Go into your corner chain space and single crochet, chain 2 and single crochet. And then we're just going to single crochet into every stitch going across. And then when you get to your corners, you're just going to do your single, chain 2, single in the corner space and keep going all the way around. There aren't any chain spaces in the row below, if you remember. So you don't have to worry about going into any chain spaces. This is just going to have a nice solid look all the way across. Now in the next row, we are going to be doing some bobbles. So like I said, make sure that whatever color you're starting with right now has enough to do bobbles in the next round. Alrighty, so I'm going to finish this up. I'll meet you up over here. All right, we're ready to move on to round 50, and we are going to slip stitch into our corner chain 2 space. Go ahead and chain 1. We're going to single chain 2 and single in that corner space. All right, here we are going to chain 2, chain 2. We're going to skip 2, 1, 2, and here we're going to bobble, which means we're going to yarn over, going to go in, pull up, yarn over, go in, pull up, yarn over, go in, pull up. All right, and then pull through all the loops on your hook. We're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. We're going to skip 2, and we're going to single crochet in the next 1, 2, and single. All right, do that again. Chain 2, skip 2, and we'll bobble. Yarn over in the loop and pull up, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, and pull up through all the loops. 1, 2, 3, skip 2, single. All right, so we're going to continue doing that all the way across. Now, the reason we are chaining 3 after we get done with the bobble is because the first chain basically closes off the bobble. The chain 2 acts as the same chain 2 that we are doing in between the singles. So when we're here, we go chain 2 and then we do our bobble. All right, so just keep working this across. Make sure when you get to your corner, you do a single, chain 2, single, and then I will see you over here. Make sure you slip stitch to your first single crochet and don't cut off. We're doing another round after this. All right, ready to start round 51, but I just wanted to quick also make sure that when you got to this end that you read the instructions correctly, that you are supposed to skip 2 and then bobble in the second to last from the end. Then you only have 1 to skip, but you still have to chain 3, skip this last one, and then do your corner. So you should have 21 bobbles per side. Okay, so let's move on to round 51. So slip stitch into your chain 2 space and chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Counts as a double crochet and a chain 3 in the corner. Now double in that same corner space. Okay, so we are going to double crochet in the first single crochet. Now we're going to chain 2 and we're going to single into our bobble. And we're going to chain 2 and we're going to double into our single. And chain 2 and single into our bobble. chain 2, double into your single, chain 2. So that's going to just be the repeat all the way across. Chain 2, double in the single. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like as you're going across. When you get to the corner over here, according to the instructions, it's just going to end up with a double crochet in this last single crochet. So then you go ahead and double crochet, chain 3, double crochet into that corner, chain 2 space, and then continue working this chain 2, single in the bobble, chain 2, double in the single, all the way across. So you'll have 2 double crochets on the corners here. All right, so when you get back over here, you will double into this last single crochet over here, and you will slip stitch to the 3rd chain of the chain 6. That's going to be your double crochet. All right, and don't cut the color yet, because we're going to do one more round in this color before we cut it off. All right, we are on to round 52, and the last time we're going to slip stitch into the corner space of color A here, and we're going to single, chain 2, single. So this is the last round that we have to have this color for, and we are going to be switching colors one more time. After this round, we are going to be working 2 more rounds, and then that'll be it for this blanket. So we're almost done. All right, here we go. We're going to single crochet into each of the single crochets and double crochets and chain 2 spaces. So every chain 2 space gets 2, every single and every double gets 1. So 1, 2, 1. Once again, we're creating a nice flat line to continue working our blanket off of. I like straight edges. All right, so this is what this row is going to look like. It's going to also help stand up your your double crochets here, and it helps to kind of highlight the design that you did with the kind of zigzaggy chains that we did in there with our bobbles. All right, so go ahead, do this all the way around. When you get over to your first single crochet, slip stitch to it. Go ahead and cut this color off. We're going to change colors, like I said, one more time, and we've got 2 more rows to do, and we'll be done with this blanket. All right, I completed round 52, went ahead and slip stitched and cut off. I'm going to start my work on the next corner over, and I am going to be using color C, or my bone color. This is the last color that we're going to need for this blanket. Okay, we are going to be starting with a chain 1, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet into that corner space. Now we are going to do one of our rows we've done quite a few times now. We're going to chain 1, skip 1, and single crochet into the next, all the way around. The only difference is your corners are going to get single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. In just a second, I'll show you what this should look like. Okay, so your row should look like this as you're working. All right, keep going. Slip stitch to your first single crochet. When you get over here, do not cut the color, because we're going to keep the same color to finish off this round, or to finish off the next row, and then that'll be the end of the blanket. So I'll see you in just a little bit. All right, so we are going to be starting the last round of the blanket, round 54. Go ahead and slip stitch into the corner chain space and chain 1, single, chain 2, and single in that same space. Now go ahead and chain 3, and we're going to skip that first single crochet, and we're going to single into the chain 1, and this is going to be our repeat going all the way across. Gotta quick get that knot out. chain 3, single in the chain 1 space. And this is going to be all the way around the blanket. Okay, when we get to this corner over here, you're going to single crochet into this last chain 1 space, then chain 3, and then do your corner, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, and then continue on with your chain 3, skip single, and go into the next chain 1 space all the way around until you get over here. Go ahead and slip stitch to this first single crochet and you will be done. Congratulations on making the Faeries Sampler Blanket. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope that you come back and work another project with me. Be blessed. Bye-bye.